Retirement has always been one of the important financial goals. But because of the fall in interest rates of PF and PPF, many people have become unsure on where to invest. Financial advisors are advising people to invest in NPS or the National Pension Scheme. Is it compelling enough, and should one consider saving through NPS for their retirement? To understand all about NPS, we are joined here with Babar, Zaidi, editor ET Wealth. So let's go through how to invest in NPS. So Babar, why should I as an investor invest in NPS?
The NPS has several advantages as a retirement option. The very first advantage is it's a very low cost scheme. The NPS charges are ultra low compared to what a mutual fund or a ULIP or a pension plan from an insurance company will charge. The charges here are just 0.09% compared to 2 to 2.5% that a mutual fund will charge. So that works out to be very cheap, and in the long term, this difference in the charge can make a significant difference in your corpus.
Can you please take us through how my money will be invested in NPS? How do NPS invest your money?
Well, okay, the NPS has 4 different options. There are equity funds, there are corporate debt funds, there are gilt funds, which are government bond funds, and there are alternative investment funds. Now, you as an investor can split your money across all these 4 classes. Of course, there are limits to each of these classes. Like in equity funds, you can't have more than 75% of your corpus in equity funds. In alternative investment funds, you cannot put more than 5%. That way, there are limits set by the PFRDA. However, beyond that, you can spread your money out in different ways and different allocations that you find appropriate. If you are not very sure where to start and how much to put in equities, you can also go for the life cycle funds. Life cycle fund, there are 3 life cycle funds. There's an aggressive one, there's a balanced one, and there's a conservative one. The aggressive one, for instance, starts with 75% in equities, and after the age of 35, after the investor reaches the age of 35, it progressively brings down that equity allocation. So you don't have to do anything, but as you grow older, the fund automatically brings down your equity exposure. Similarly, in the balanced fund, it starts with 50% and then brings it down after you have reached the age of 35. In the conservative fund, it starts at 25 only and slowly comes down. So you can go for the life cycle funds, which are the only age-driven asset allocation product in the market today. This is the only one which takes into account the age of the investor, which is it means it's very customized to you as an investor. It is not a one-size-fits-all kind of scheme. It is customized to you as an individual.
Okay, so I want to know, just like when I put money in mutual fund, I know that there is a mutual fund manager who's going to put my money through that. How does this work?
There are 7 pension fund managers, and you can choose any one of them. Not only choose, you can also change your pension fund manager, but there's a limit. You can only change them twice in a financial year. Similarly, you can also change your asset allocation, your asset mix. You might have chosen 50% at the beginning of the year, 50% in equities, but then you find equity markets have gone down. So you want to increase your exposure to equities. Or you might not have started with equities at all. You have 0% in equities, but somebody was able to convince you that equity are necessary in your retirement portfolio. So 3 months or 6 months down the line, you increase that to say 30%. So you can do it, you can make those changes anytime, but only twice in a financial year.
How do you start with investing? Can you please take us through investing in NPS?
Yeah, okay. So The first thing is to open an NPS account, which is very easy. It can be done online, and you have to submit certain documents. You have to submit scanned copies of your Aadhaar card and of your PAN card and your signature and your photo also. This is very easy. And if you are a mutual fund investors, your KYC is already taken care of, because if you're going through CAMS, which is a mutual fund distribution backend office, there they will be able to look at your KYC that has happened through mutual funds and be able to clear. Now you need to have a net banking account if you're opening an online account, because net banking, you can only make the payment through net banking or through other ways also, but you still need to have a net banking account. So once you open it, then it will ask you what is the asset mix you have chosen for yourself. Suppose you choose 20% in equities, 30% in corporate bond funds, and 50% in government bond funds. So 20, 30, 50, it has to add up to 100. Once you specify that, whatever investments you will make will get distributed in the same proportion across the three fund classes. Okay. You might have also chosen alternative investment funds, which is only it's capped at 5%. Suppose you say 45% in government bond funds and 5% in alternative investment funds. So the four fund classes. Now before that, you will have to choose, also make the choice of the fund manager. There are 7 companies. You could have chosen ICICI Prudential, or you could have chosen HDFC pension fund or LIC pension fund. There are 7 of them, and you can choose any of the 7. Once you make a choice, all your other investments will happen only in those pension fund manager.
So there is something also called Tier 1 and Tier 2. What is the difference between them?
Tier 1 is the basic account. When you open an NPS account, you first open in the Tier 1 account. The Tier 1 account is what will give you the pension benefits and will give you the tax benefits and everything. But the Tier 2 account can be opened only if you have a Tier 1 account. A Tier 2 account will not have any of those restrictions that you have in the Tier 1. You can invest and you can take out the money anytime. The Tier 2 acts like a mutual fund for you. It's not a pension investment. It acts like a mutual fund. You can invest anytime, take your money out anytime. It gets taxed at the same rate as a mutual fund. And there are no restrictions on it. You can invest. Tier 1 is the basic account. It's like having a bank account and then opening a separate FD account through that bank account. So that bank account, the main bank account is your Tier 1 account. And that additional FD that you have done through your bank account is the Tier 2 account.
Thanks so much, Babar, for explaining all the nitty-gritties of NPS. We'll keep doing more videos like this. Please tell us if you like this video. If you think we need to work on something more, please put that in the comment section. Thanks for watching.